Greetings, beautiful earthlings. My name is Star. If you are new here, I don't know how you found me, but I am super glad you did. And if you are returning, y'all the real MVP, you already know. So you guys already know tomorrow, the 15th, is my birthday. I'm so excited. So I've got a special background up here. It looks like I'm in jail though. I know I'm not feeling it, but I'm just gonna do it for my birthday videos because I don't know, I'm feeling kind of festive. I've been having some problems with my other background. I might end up just having to get a new tapestry altogether, but we'll figure it out. So today you get the fun blanky background, and I love this one. It's actually really cute. It's so distracting to me right now, especially with my tie-dye shirt. But let's go ahead and get our drink together, friends. It's very early in the morning, so I've got coffee. No shocker there. Ooh, I made that one a little too sweet. Whew. All right, I wasn't expecting that, but so you guys know why we're here. We are doing the last birthday present that I was waiting for, and I know a couple of you guys saw these the second that I got them, and I did take pictures and I did share it. I was very excited about it a couple days ago. I did try to shoot this video yesterday, got all the way to the end, and then my phone stopped working and just shut off. So I had to go back through and put all the cards back together for this video, and I tried it again last night and it just didn't work. So hopefully this works today. It's a brand new day. It's nice and sunny outside, and tomorrow's my birthday, so I'm in kind of a better mood today. And yeah, so if we're going through these cards and you see they're kind of, I don't remember which of the suits is in which order, so please don't put too much on that because I did have to put them back in order just for the sake of the video. But this is a deck that I'm very, very, very excited about, and you guys saw the title. You already know what we're working with. It's the Game of Thrones deck. Yes, my Aunt Rose got this for me for my birthday. I'm so excited, and I'm so glad that this is the last one that came in because this is the most epic by far. And you guys already know my birthday haul is coming next. I will post that tomorrow if I can get it shot right now. And I do kind of want to just thank everybody for all the gifts and everything. I know you guys have seen the deck reviews along the way as I have gotten them, so it's not much of a surprise what I have gotten gifted. There's just a couple things you guys didn't see, but yeah, anyways, we'll save that for the next video. So these ones, I am a very big Game of Thrones nerd, and if you guys are new to Game of Thrones, I don't know how you would be, but if you've been living under a rock, Game of Thrones is a show on HBO about these houses that fight for like territory, and they go to war against each other, and there's dragons and there's adult content, and that's about all you need to know. And also there was Jason Momoa early in the show, so that was nice. But yeah, so I'm super, super, super stoked on this, and this is actually a very nice collector's box. If you look at this, it looks like a cigar box. It's very pretty. But I'm not going to utilize it as a box. I don't want to mess it up, so it is going to go with the other deck boxes on the shelf over there. If you guys are following me on Instagram, you have seen my Leaning Tower of Tarot, and that is constantly growing and constantly leaning more and more and more. So this one might stabilize it there at the bottom because it is so, it might, you'll see it if there's a picture. I'm sure I'll get one. But let's go ahead and open this, you guys. So, well, here's the front. Here is your back. And you guys already know I am such a packaging person. I feel like a lot of people that are into makeup too are really into packaging. So that's why I kind of don't feel too bad about getting really excited about packaging. But this is how this opens. Ooh. There is your deck and there is your book. So let's take a look at this book first. This pops out like that. And we've got one of these little hardcover books again. So this is so cute. The only other hardcover book I've seen was in the Modern Witch Tarot, which is super cool. It's a very thick little book, and you actually do have a pattern on the pages. I don't know if that reads on camera, but I think it's a pattern to make it look texturized and old, maybe. It's pretty cool. But you guys already know how books go. The first couple pages, you got your deck spreads. quite a lot of deck spreads in this one actually. I was very surprised. Usually it's kind of just normal, but as I say in all of them, they make their own spreads. So take a second to look at the spreads they put together for you. They're pretty cool. And then what this looks like for your major arcana, you've got your picture of the card here. You got the card, your definition. It does have the upright and reversed there as well. And then that actually changes for your lessers. It turns into this. So it's just kind of very small, heart of the matter for the rest of those cards. And then I don't believe there's anything else at the end. Nope, just about the author type stuff. So that's really super cute. I love that. I love when they put extra time into the book like that. And let's go ahead and look at these cards. So I'm very excited for this, and I feel like if you guys are watching this, you already know what Game of Thrones is, and you're very excited to see what characters are on these cards. Here's the back. Very cool. And I will say, for the sake of the review, this cardstock is very thin. The only way that I can equate this cardstock is it is comparable to my spoof deck, which is very interesting. I've never seen a full-price mass market deck with such thin cardstock. So I am very nervous to use this. I feel like I still will, but I will keep it for special readings or something, because I have already bonded with this deck. I did shuffle through it a lot yesterday and start looking through it and everything. So, I mean, I can't not use it. I can't put it on the shelf and just, you know, leave it as a collector. It's very beautiful artwork, and I think that a lot of this money went into the box and the artwork itself, and that's why they kind of skimped on the cardstock. So it's really interesting to me to see where that money goes. There are some other ones where they give you, like the golden thread, there was absolutely nothing to that box, nothing to that book, but it was beautiful, beautiful plastic cardstock, right? So it's really interesting to me to see where the money gets spent in these decks as well. But let's go ahead and look at these, you guys. I want to give you a good look through these, and I absolutely love these illustrations. You can tell these are all, oh, beautiful illustrations. These look like paintings that should be on your wall. They're so gorgeous. This one is one of my favorites in this deck. It's so cute. And it's very interesting to me that the chariot is the dragon with all of these people here, because the chariot in normal Rider-Waite is like the person is in a cinder block and the sphinxes aren't moving. It doesn't show any movement. And this one is actually a lot of movement and a lot of action. So that's really interesting to me. I love that we also recycle these characters throughout this deck. You'll see that. And some of these are like this, where it's very basic. It's just something for the sake of the card. And I did talk about that in the last one that I shot that didn't make it. Ooh, this is one of my favorites too, Arya here with Needle. She's so cute. But I think it's very interesting that some of these cards do not portray what the meaning of the card is supposed to be, and they're just kind of thrown on there for the sake of being thrown on there. But it's very, see, that's interesting to me that they've got him as Judgment as well. So I wouldn't really recommend this one for beginners. I know this is a deck that might call to a lot of people, especially if you like Game of Thrones, but as far as learning to memorize the meanings and things like that, I don't think this will resonate for beginners unless you are really into this show. I know that there is a lot of things across the board with the people they put on these cards and the scenes where they feel like the scene will resonate with the meaning of the card, or the personality trait of this person will resonate with the meaning of the card. So that's very interesting to me that they do have that, you know, so that if you can't quite remember the card, you can at least look at the scene and remember the scene, or remember the person and what is this person trying to tell me about this card. Hello, Sansa. So I think that that's really cool. But some of these like this, you're not going to get a lot of meaning out of that card, you know what I mean? So that's why I've got that stipulation about not really being for beginners. I think this is a fun deck to have on hand for more experienced readers, just as an extra deck to have for yourself. And I think it's really interesting, the spears here are wands. So I know a lot of a lot of decks will play with pentacles and coins, cups and chalices, but spears for wands is very interesting. I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. I feel like we should take a shot every time I say I've never seen that before. But I didn't even notice that the first time I had gone through this, that spears were wands. I thought it was in place of swords, and it's not. The swords are still swords. So clearly we've got our Khaleesi here quite a few times through the deck, as I feel like we should. And I like that we've got a lot of Lannisters on the coins. This, see what I mean? Like, I understand Lannister always pays his debts, has to do with money, coins, but, you know, 2 of coins doesn't really have to do with paying your debts. So that's why I say some of these just don't quite make sense, but I understand having to come up with 78 illustrations is probably not the easiest thing to do, especially when you're referencing an already existing show. But we had somebody in the group the other day talk about why are certain, and I love that they have Brienne as the knight. That makes me happy. But then we had a person in the group talk about why are certain tarot decks based off of shows or movies. It makes the tarot lose its meaning. Let me say, this is my favorite. I love this picture so much. I love it. I love it. I don't know why Arya's blind's there, but it's so cool. But yeah, back to what I was saying. We were talking about the lady who said that cards based on movies or shows makes the tarot lose their meaning. And I don't think so if it's done the right way, like this, where they're using scenes or personality traits to portray the card. And I mean, it's a lot of fun for the people who love these shows and who love tarot. It's a fun collector to have on hand, and they know it'll sell, you know what I mean? This one is very interesting to me that we've got Cersei here as the Queen of Swords, but that's just my bias. You can already tell I love me some Khaleesi. So these are super, super fun cards. I'm so excited to have these, and I think the reason that this card stock is so lacking is because this deck, at the time of shooting this video, which is 2020, August of 2020, this deck is only $10 on Amazon. I'm not quite sure why it's running $10 on Amazon. I will put that link in the description for you guys, non-affiliated as always. I don't know if maybe when they had first run the deck, if there was like a special edition, if they were thicker, shiny, something like that, and it had run more expensive. I know a lot of decks will do that. It's usually indie decks that will do that special first run type thing and make it really special, and then the mass market ones are kind of just thrown together. So that would kind of explain to me that $10 price point, but at the same time I still don't really understand it. I feel like this would be a big seller. Like, even the Nightmare Before Christmas deck that is coming out is about $20 right now, and I feel like that's a more accurate price for something like this because of just how big of a collector's piece this is. But it does look like this deck was made 3 years ago. It says 2017, so I mean, maybe it just didn't do as well as they thought it would, and they just decided to drop the price to get rid of them or try to produce more sales. I really have no idea. I didn't look into the logistics of the pricing, but that's so interesting to me. The only other decks I've ever had that were a $10 price point was like the Biddy Tarot. That's a mini deck, and that's meant to be smaller and more affordable and accessible. I can't think of any other decks I have off the top of my head that are only $10. Maybe Pagan Cats, my mini Pagan Cats might have been about $10, but those are mini decks, and that's why that runs $10. So I'm so surprised that this one was that price point. And that's why I put it on my wish list, because I was like, we need to get this while it is $10. So if you guys are here because you're very interested in buying this deck, I would suggest getting it while the price is down. Amazon might not like that I did that. And I've noticed that some of the prices have been fluctuating since I have bought these decks. So I know Amazon does that a lot with things. I often see the price change while I have things on my wish list. So at the date currently, August 14th, 2020, the deck is $10 on Amazon. So if you want it, go get it. It's not going to put you out too much, and you're going to love having it. You know what I mean? And if you are a beginner and you really want it, get it. Maybe get a Rider Waite while you're there on Amazon, and have that better deck on hand and use this as a fun deck, just to have an extra deck or something, or keep it as a collector's piece. I said the same thing for the Starman Tarot. Keep it as a collector's piece if you're not too into tarot but you really want it. So I know that was just a quicker video. I was just so excited to do this one that I did it yesterday, and then it just didn't work out. So I'm really glad that I took the night to rest instead of trying to force the video to come out and just do it again in the morning, because, you know, I'm so excited. This is the end of my birthday gifts, you guys, and I can finally breathe. I've been waiting for these last two stragglers to get here. That was the Oracle of the Mermaids and this one. So now that those are here, I don't have to wait for any more birthday gifts. My birthday's tomorrow. Everything is being wrapped up. So I'm super excited to get my birthday haul video done, get it out of the way, get back on track. I should have a new moon reading coming up, as well as getting back to my Meet My Tarot Decks series so that I can finally finish that up. I've got, I think, like 12, if not more than 12 tarot decks right now, and I've only got like 4 Meet My Tarot Deck interview videos out, so I've definitely got to get back on track with those. I've kind of been slacking. I've been doing a lot of readings, so I took this week off from readings because it's my birthday, and I wanted to rest and try to get back to my groove of shooting videos. I've kind of just been shooting one a day right now if I can do it, and then just not really worrying about it, but I want to get back to my regular groove of backlogging videos and having a lot of content for the week and things like that, and being able to get it out of my head. So I didn't really mean for this to turn into a rant at the end. I know it's just supposed to be about the deck, but I'm super stoked on it. This is a super epic deck, and if you guys love Game of Thrones, if you guys love these cards, get it for sure. I forgot that I had ended it with a shuffle, so these cards are actually quite large. I've told you guys this before. I have very teeny tiny hands. They do still fit in my hands, but they're a little bit hard to get that bend in because of how large they are. It does shuffle very well, but it's still kind of stiff because they're new cards. Yesterday I did get quite a few good shuffles out of it after a while. I think the size of these is the exact size of the golden thread, and maybe pretty close to the modern witch. They're pretty large. I think that's about right because I can hold the modern witch in my hands, but I do have to split the deck into 2 halves and shuffle the halves before I shuffle it all together. I can't even shuffle the modern witch as a whole, and this one I can just barely do it. So it shuffles pretty well. The cards don't stick together. They're not shiny, they're not matte, they're just very basic card stock. So they're like, I don't know if you can tell, they're like a glossy paper, but not super glossy like the Starman or the Modern Witch. They're right between matte and glossy, if that makes sense. Just well enough that they don't stick. They get that good movement. I'm sure if you have larger hands, it won't be a problem for you to shuffle. But I'm very excited to have this deck and get to know it and show you guys that interview spread one day down the line. And once I get to knowing my tarot a little bit better, we'll start doing pick-a-cards again. I miss doing pick-a-cards a whole lot. I really love it. And also doing just readings on the fly. So you guys will see this deck again. I know that sometimes... There we go, I got one. Ooh, here's a better one. I know that sometimes I introduce a deck to you guys and then it kind of just goes away for a little while. I don't put them away and forget about them. I use them every day. I pick them up, I shuffle them, I talk to them, I might do a card or two. I use them all for readings. When I do readings, I will let people pick their decks, and actually the decks that don't get used a lot by me do get picked a lot in readings, so it's very interesting. It's kind of like their way of calling out to the person being like, I really want to do a reading. So I am all done with this video. I'm just gonna keep shuffling forever if I let myself. That's funny, the Fool ended up back at the bottom. Alright, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, that's okay. You don't have to like my video. Thumbs down. And why don't you tell me in the comments what you think of this deck? Do you guys have it? Do you love it? Do you want it? Are you gonna get it because it's super cheap right now? I don't know if it's on sale or what, you guys, but it's super cheap right now, so I mean, have at it. But I hope you guys have a beautiful, wonderful day wherever you are when this video reaches you, my friends, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Namaste.